What's up, guys? It is Jonathan with One Big Impact. So, I am going to be doing a program starting very soon called 531. A lot of you may be familiar with it. I'm probably going to take myself through the next 2 days of deloading. I'm doing a full week of deload. I started on Friday, so I'll probably do Monday, Wednesday, and then probably Friday or Monday of the following week, I'm going to start the program. Now, you can obviously purchase his program, like his book, and it gives you loads of information, loads and loads and loads of information. But you have to remember 531 is not just 531. There's a lot of different variations of 531. That's actually something that I was not aware of, and I want to kind of document my progress through this. So recently, I just came out of a 5x5 program, which a lot of you know what that is. And what I did with that 5x5 program was actually pretty remarkable. I got really good results, and I liked it a lot. Basically, what a 5x5 is you're training the key exercises, squat, bench, and deadlift 3 times a week, and you train it like basically, well, for me, I did Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and that's exactly, the way I kept it. I did about 12 weeks. I'm saying about 12 weeks because every time you pull a new number, you kind of have to rewrite the program, and I would assume it was somewhere around 12 weeks, but I'm not completely sure. So I'm just saying 12 weeks for the lack of not knowing, because you rewrite it and it gives you new stuff and new numbers and everything. But basically, the results of that were pretty good, and I'm also documenting this for my own purposes. I took my bench from 275. My bench was very stubborn, and it was difficult to bring up. I have a bad shoulder. I've had a shoulder surgery, but it did come up. I got it from 275 for a single up to 315. I did 3 plates, I think, for the first time in my life. I may have done it a few years back, but I'm not really sure, and I can't prove it because I don't have document. I thought I had done 320 way back when, but to be completely honest, I don't really know for sure, and that may have been 305. I don't know, but I thought it was 320. My deadlift, I took from I did have a previous max of like 535. It looked really, really bad, but when I started this cycle, the 5x5, my training max was the highest I could get was 480 because I wasn't training it on a regular basis. So I got that all the way up to an all-time new max of 575 by 1, and it was actually pretty damn clean. Way cleaner than my 535 that I had previously. So I was really happy with that. And then my squat, which was quite pathetic actually, it was only 300 for a single, and which was pretty bad. And then I got that sucker up to 425 for a single, which I was pretty happy with. The hard thing with my training is I don't have like friends or people to spot me. So the only time I could pull maxes is if I happen to be around somebody that day. So mine are very dependent upon, unless it's deadlift. That's why I can definitely get my deadlift up higher because I don't worry too much about that. But that being said, I think that's an increase by like 250 pounds or something like that. I should probably look up that exact number. I thought I did mental math with it the other day, but anyway, that was my results from. I should probably let me do the actual math real quick. So let's see. So 575 minus 480, we got 95. 315 minus 275, 40, and then 125. So 125 plus 95 plus 40. 260. I was wrong. Okay, so I brought my lifts up by 260 pounds through the pandemic that was going on. So that was interesting. So that was pretty good results, I thought. And I hadn't been doing any strength training before that. I was actually probably pretty damn weak at the time because right before that I ran a marathon. So I would venture to say that my muscles were quite depleted and gone. I probably put back on a little too much weight going through this, but the ultimate goal was my numbers, and then I brought them up substantially. I don't know what to expect on a strength program as far as like numbers and stuff like that. I would assume when you're new to it, you're going to, just like bodybuilding or exercise in general, you'll get really good gains in the beginning. So that's why I'm switching programs. Okay? I'm a little bit burnt out on the fives, I'll be completely honest, and it's taking its toll on my. I have my patella tendons are really inflamed and stuff, and they were from running too, so it could be from that. That being said, understanding the whole, and I know this is a lot of chatting, and I'm sorry, I apologize. I'm going to put a link in the description below to a gentleman's video that also has a link in his description to an Excel spreadsheet of the 531 program, which is this. Okay? I don't know that I'm going to be able to explain this to you properly, but what I would say is the 531 book mixed with the training sheet that the gentleman's video gives you, with the little bit of information that he talks about, those three combined in it took me about 2.5, 3 hours to understand it. And then I did read some of the book, like maybe the first 10 pages before. I did previously try to go on the 531 program, and I didn't understand it. So now it finally clicked about 20 minutes ago, and I figured, hey, I should probably talk to, people that are going to be doing this in the beginning. So again, my bench is 315. My squat is 425. And my deadlift is 575. You get a lot of people that are like, for this program, not for the program. I don't really care. I'm trying it. And the person that recommended it is a pretty reputable source. So I'm going to go for it. A couple of things that I want to explain, because I say that there's a lot of different types of 531. Like when you get the book, it'll tell you all kinds of different variations, whether it's like variations with pauses, variations for powerlifting, for strength, variations for all kinds of different things. So, that being said, I think it's important that you read the first 15, 20 pages, probably, it looks like it goes through. I was able to stop at a certain point because the program that the gentleman covers in the video that I'm going to link up, and remember, these are for strength. This is not necessarily for bodybuilding. You're going to put on size if you pick the one I picked. The template that he gives you, the gentleman, it's not for any other one but the one called Big But Boring. Okay, it's a 531, but it's called Big But Boring. And the reason it's called that is because it's a 4-day split. Monday, you could do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday like he did. But you can go a lot of different routes with it. And the reason it's called Big But Boring is because, for instance, on squat day, at the end of your squats, so you're going to do for like week 1, and you're going to go through many, many cycles of these. For week 1, on day 1, you're going to do your squats, for instance, and you're going to do 3 sets. That damn gnat is driving me nuts. Do you see him? You definitely cannot see a gnat on the video. But if you see him, attack him. I have this gnat problem. I don't know what it is about freaking bugs, but they just are like after me, man. What the hell it is? Anyway, squats. You're gonna do the first set is gonna be like a percentage, and I don't know if I have my percentage here. So yeah, it's gonna be 65% of your max. Next set is going to be these are 5 reps each. So 5 reps, 5 reps, 5 reps. 65, 75, 85% of your max. The reason it's called big but boring is because after you're done with that, you drop it down to 50% of your max, and which for me would be 190. Let me explain that in just a second, because you're probably thinking 50% of 425 is not 190. It's not. You're correct. Then you will do 5 sets of 10 reps of squats at the end of that amount. Okay? Jim Wendler recommends, if you're not used to the training, or if you're not used to, if like this is your first thing or something like that, maybe go as low as 30-40%, because he says don't underestimate the amount of soreness that you're going to experience. I will say, from my own personal experience with my 5x5, I have been not sore, but like taxed. Like some days I'm sore, but mostly from like good mornings and stuff like that, and my hamstrings, and more like the accessory work that I was doing on top of it. It wasn't the 5x5. So I can imagine, my accessory work was only like, it was very limited. So it's going to be interesting to put on some significant hypertrophy stuff afterwards. And I'm even going to go throw on some more stuff on this. Like, I definitely want to bring up my biceps. I want to continue with that work. I've been doing really good with it. I want to continue with my tricep work, because those have just skyrocketed and they've done really good. Now I need to bring up my biceps to match that. And I want to keep with the abdominal strength and stuff like that. So that being said, the 1 rep max, understanding that, is the big thing with 5-3-1 is start too low, is what he says. So your 1 rep max, if you don't know your 1 rep max, you're just probably ridiculous, and I would say go figure it out. You can do the calculation, but I'm all for actual maxes, just because you divide the 6 by whatever numbers or whatever doesn't mean you're actually going to be able to pull that. Because it says you can pull 575 doesn't mean you can pull 575. So I would be very careful with that. And also, maybe you're not supposed to do it. Disclaimer, I'm not your doctor, I'm not your physical therapist, I'm not your personal trainer. I am a personal trainer, and I can do programming for you and all kinds of things, but I will say, you do whatever you feel is right for you. Don't worry about, what I'm doing for me. So, that being said, 90% of your max. So, 425 is my max, right, for a squat? But 90% of that's 383. So all my percentages are based off of the number 383. Okay? And this dude makes, I don't know, I don't even know how he put this much time into this template. Like, it is so cool. You literally put your numbers in there on one page of the template, and the download is safe, by the way. I downloaded it, knock on wood, from like this media thing he sends you to or whatever, and it was all good. And you get the Excel spreadsheet, and it takes you through, you type in your numbers and all your information, even your body weight and everything. And on the next page, it pops out a 16-week program. Now, a word of caution to you is, first of all, you're going to get one piece that's clipped off. There's supposed to be one more column. It's a deload week on the 5. So, understanding deloads has been a focus for me, because I really didn't understand exactly what that meant recently. Basically, it's half of your sets, if that makes sense. You don't want to do like 50% of your weight, but I actually have not read what this one is. But from what I've understood recently, it looks like that's, the focus. You don't decrease the weight, you decrease the amount of sets. That being said, so you're starting with pretty significantly low weights compared to probably what you're used to, especially if you're coming from another strength programs. For instance, I'm doing 3 sets of 5, and I was just doing 3 sets of 5 recently. My 5 was 405 is what I got up to. 405 pounds was my top set of squats. And here, my top set of squats for week 1 is 325. So completely freaking different, and in a totally different way. Let's see here. I don't know what one of my clients is saying right now. What are they saying? Not to mention... Okay. I'm going to have to read that in a minute. Let's see here. All right. So, let's see if I can cover anything else. What this all... Oh, that's what I was saying. Print out like 1 or 2 cycles. Don't print out all 16 pages. Because the idea is you're going to go into the gym sometimes and you're going to feel super freaking strong, and you're going to try to max out. And if you do, and you have 16 pages or 26 pages or whatever of crap that you printed out with color ink that happens to be extremely expensive, and the paper you waste it and everything, and then you need to rewrite it, either you're going to have to pencil in every single freaking one of these, or you're going to have to reprint all 26 pages. I had that problem with 5x5. So print a page or 2 and go with it. If you pull a couple maxes, cool. Reprint another page or 2 with new numbers. So that way you're not screwing yourself. The other thing that I had a hard time understanding is this 3 plus, 5 plus, this blah, 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 blah. I'm like, what the heck does this mean? Originally, when I did the 5-3-1, I did 65, 75, 85, 75, 65, and those were like my sets. It was like a 5 by 5, but it was like pyramid up, pyramid down during that whole process. This one, Big But Boring, is completely different in the sense of I do my first set, I do my second set, and then I do my third set, and on that third set, I try to max out as many possible as I can. So if it's at 325, let's be completely honest, I could probably shoot out another 5 or 10 probably pretty easily. Maybe not 5 or 10, that's probably... Calm down, John. Jonathan, calm down. Don't set yourself up for disaster. So, do as many as you can. And in the template, he's even got a spot below that that says PR set 3. And then it goes on every single week. So in that PR set 3, it's like, could you get 5? Did you get 7? Did you get 9? That way you can kind of gauge, hey, I'm getting stronger or whatever. And then I have not figured out how often they're wanting you to pull those maxes. From what I know, from what I've learned, that people say that it's probably good to do it like once a month, once every few months, or some people say never do it, only do it in competition. I don't know. For me, I do it when I feel like doing it. You know, if I'm like, I go into the gym and I'm like doing my sets of deadlifts, and honestly, like the other day, I did my whole 5 set of deadlift. I did all my 5x5, and at the end, I was like, I could pull a max, which is crazy because it's been really hard to get the weight up, and I did, my top set was 5 of 525. After that point, I was like, I could pull the new max. I was like, is that really possible? And I did. I went up by 10 pounds because a couple weeks before that, it was 565. And I pulled a cleaner 575. So if I would have not done that and just popped up real quick, I probably could have got like 585, maybe 580, 590. I don't know. Who knows? So I'm really hoping to get 6 from my deadlift. I'm hoping for 5 from my squat. I'm hoping for 350 for my bench, and then overhead press, shoulder press. Not really concerned. I don't have a number because it's not a number that I'm trying to fix or anything like that. I tend to go up very slowly because the motion tends to hurt my shoulder. So I just go up as I can without pain. But besides that, these cycles are very easy to understand. There's a deload every 4 weeks, which I actually like. And, you know, Jim Wendler says if this is your first program and if it's your first time, you probably won't need the deload. I'm going to be taking them because I feel like my body's pretty taxed right now. So this, by the time I finish the week 4, I won't even be up to the training volume that I'm at currently, if that makes sense. That's pretty easy to understand, right? So my last set, I'll be doing a single for 365. I'm going to go through this and just kind of cruise through it because I'm not going to I'm going to trust the process. I'm going to start way lower than what I was last week, and I'm just going to trust the process. So if you guys have questions or if you see this video at another time and for some reason I forgot to do an update video or anything on what had happened, I'm going to start with this is the first 4 weeks. It's so cool because this one page is the first 4 week cycle. And I'm literally going to do, I would assume that I'm probably not going, I have 8 weeks here in 2 pages, which is really freaking sweet. But there's plenty of area and space. I'm going to use a hole punch right here. I'm going to punch holes in this, and I'll show you how I track. I'm back to tracking because I freaking love it. And I tend to do really, really well with tracking. And then I have my binder here. These are my clients. I have my clients in there. And and then I'm in the back here. And I'm popping this sucker. I got a little ring binder. I'm going to pop this sucker here. That way I go in the gym. I literally have it right there. Some people don't like that. They like it on their phones. I literally like to say, okay, what's my lift? And then what I do is I highlight it after I'm done with it. Don't highlight it before. And then I can say, okay. And then I'll take little notations and stuff like that as I'm going along. I saw amazing results. Now, a lot of people are going to say, this is not possible, blah, 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 blah. Over the course of the whole pandemic month off or whatever, I brought all those lifts up that high, 260 pounds. Obviously, I started right before that and then came in through it. But over that process, over the 4 weeks that I really freaking started hitting it hard from my apartment because I did all my lifts here, I actually brought my muscle up over 6 pounds, which I didn't even know was possible. I went back in and we did the in-body scan versus the in-body scan before, so in 34 days. But you're talking very, very depleted, ran a marathon, to full-on strength, so it was almost like newbie gains right in the beginning, and my client actually put on 4.5 pounds of muscle, and she is literally 120 pounds. So the 5x5 did me good. And people will say, that's not possible. I don't give a damn what you say. I don't even care if I don't worry about the actual numbers. I see a trend going up with muscle mass, and I'm happy. I'm not really, putting too much credit in the idea that it was or was not. But I will put a link in the description below. I'm also going to put a link in the link is going to be for the guy's video and the Excel spreadsheet. Dude, I have the Jim Wendler book. You're not going to find it in the Jim Wendler book, a spreadsheet like this. This guy is like a god. I don't know why he did that or whatever. I don't even know if he's still an active YouTuber because that was a video from 5-6 years ago. So he's really, really freaking awesome for doing that. So I'm going to link him up, and in his description will be the link for that. But also in the link in the description, I'm going to put a couple things. I'm going to write a list of the things. I'm going to put some squat shoes, okay? important when you're strength training. I'm getting ready to buy my first pair probably today. I know. I'm feeling kind of good about that. I'm going to put deadlift wraps or deadlift straps, the ones I use. I'm going to put knee wraps, knee sleeves, let's say, for these. These are going to be things, the knee sleeves are what raw lifters can use. The other thing is going to be wrist wraps, the ones I use. For bench and squat, your wrists will tend to get quite sore. Wrist wraps. And what else? I'll throw in some deadlift socks. If you're a scraper. Socks. I think that's about it. I hope you guys have an amazing program. I would love to you to document, how your progress goes. If you're new here, please check us out on Facebook. Our group is called Healthy Living for a Healthy Life. So this is going to be my whole journey on 531. We're going to see how it goes. I'm starting low, and I wish you guys the best of luck. Thank you so much. I think I said check us out on Facebook. Our group is called Healthy Living for a Healthy Life. Also on my Instagram, One Big Impact, just like my YouTube channel. Have a good day, guys. Be stronger than your excuses. Remember to spread love, not hate. # Team Boo. And my son recently passed away, so please, I'm not religious, but if you are, say a prayer or send good energy because I really miss him a lot. I love you, Boo, and have a good day, guys.